So I felt like I had to stand up to record this podcast episode for you beautiful, sexy, intuitive, badass bitches because it's a very serious topic. My dog just sneezed. She confirms, higher self confirms. I wanted to talk about the illusion of fear and how it's holding you from literally being and embodying this deeply, highly intuitive, badass, feminine bitch. Who's also a sweetheart, highly connected to God and source without spiritual or religious distortion. I'm talking just you holding yourself firmly, boots in the fucking ground, hands in the dirt with God and with source. Okay. I don't know how long this podcast episode is going to be, but we're just going to go ahead and dive right into it. I just took Robin to the dog park. She's panting. It's raining outside. It's hot. It's a random summer thunderstorm going on outside right now because literally 5 minutes before that, it was sunny as hell. And now it's raining and we love it. And I'm like, this is perfect because this is what we need to talk about. And I'm posting this podcast episode today. So let me tell you a little story. I started my health and fitness journey about almost a year and a half ago now. Okay. We all know, if you listen to my 10 years of spiritual lore, even just as like a personal development journey, I used to self-harm. I used to be suicidal. I used to be depressed. I had an eating disorder. I felt insecure about my body. The first time I lost weight, and a drastic amount of weight, was me literally working out, running every single day and starving myself. That's clearly not fucking helpful. Gained a bunch of weight when I was in a relationship with my ex, who was my high school sweetheart. Tried losing weight again. And I was always on and off. It wasn't until him and I fully separated that I was like, oh, well, you have a lot more time to focus on things because you're not obsessing over a boy. And I lost a lot of fucking weight. And a lot of my routine was at home workouts and just what I was eating. Okay. I did not start going to the gym until maybe like 6 months ago, maybe less actually. Maybe like 4 or 5 months ago. Okay. And the reason I hadn't gone to the gym before this was because I was terrified. Because I was scared of people seeing me work out. I was scared of people looking at me thinking I looked fucking dumb, not knowing how to use a machine. Literally, I shit you not, this is so embarrassing, but I'm fucking telling you what I would do. I go to Planet Fitness. I had the app on my phone, and I would spend hours looking at the workouts, using like seeing how to use the fucking equipment just to make sure I didn't look stupid because I was so afraid of looking stupid when I would go to the gym because I was so terrified. Okay. Nowadays, not even that too. Let's add on another layer of this because I was so insecure and scared. When I would go to the gym, I would cover myself up. I would wear leggings, long sleeves, like nothing that would show anything that I had muscles. Like I just didn't want people to look at me because I felt so afraid and fearful. Okay. And I was afraid of looking stupid, afraid that people knew that I was a newbie at the gym. Like they're all just mocking me. And I was just so fucking terrified. But higher self, which is the most healed version of you, the most intuitive version of you, the most in alignment or in aligned version of you that's fully connected to God and source, knows that you have higher capacities, knows that you have certain potentials, knows that those potentials will make you uncomfortable. But obviously, discomfort is the fastest way for growth, okay? Which also I want to add in here. Source Diva class, which is the foundations for all of this Source Diva embodiment energy, is out now. 4 parts, 30 minutes each. Okay. This is a foundations class before you can get into Source Diva Bootcamp, which is a bigger, longer program. But even Source Diva class, like not for the faint of heart. I don't recommend it unless you really, really, really want to embody the highest badass, intuitive, feminine version of you that is slightly intimidating, but also extremely sexy, hot, feminine, like this massively intuitive, sharp edge of a woman that can hold herself so fucking good. Okay. So as I was saying, higher self knew that me going to the gym would make me uncomfortable because she knew that it would cause a lot of fear in my body and my mind and my soul when it came to being perceived by the external world and the perception of how people thought of me. Same reflection with Robin. I used to think that she was too much. And of course, I would get every single reflection where I was out in public. She made me feel like I could not handle her. Everyone was telling me to rehome her because I couldn't handle her. This 90-pound dog for my 130 ass self. She's literally only right. Like she stands up and she's right here with me. Okay. She's a big ass dog. And I decided to keep her because I was like, you know what? Higher self knows that this is my soul dog. And me being afraid of people seeing me and thinking she can't handle her dog, fears. Once again, fears, right? And I say this all to say the illusion of fear as a woman in society is all built up around this massive construct of dark forces that program you to believe that you could never hit a higher potential than where you are now or a higher capacity than where you are now. Because all of these systems are built to make you either perceive something one way or just always think of it as an external thing. Like if you see someone you admire online, having this perception of them and having it always be like a distant thing, like it's an external thing, like you could never actually be that person, which, mind you, intuitively as well, if there's someone online that you really admire, a person, a place, whatever the fuck it is, the reason why you admire it so much is because that means a part of you actually has that capacity inside of you. Now, I talked about this on my Instagram, which right now Higher Self has me on a no socials thing, so I'm literally just posting on my podcast. This is where I'm going to post all my content right now, because this is the highest form where I can communicate these things to women without it being less than fucking 60 seconds. Okay, so that being said, so even with Instagram, I had posted this thing about how when I intuitively look in to your energy, you might think your capacity to do something is like at 11 or 12%. But when I look in with intuition and I connect it to God and to your higher self, you're at a 45, 47, 48, high 60s, high 70s capacity. But you, because you think, perception, human programming, your subconscious, lies that media infiltrated by dark forces, religion or spirituality infiltrated by dark forces in different areas. I'm not saying it's all distorted, but just in different areas. Okay. So as you can see, I have a cross on my neck and I wear a fucking Latimar crystal from the Dominican Republic because I'm Dominican. Like if you were to see my house, I have Buddha statues and crosses everywhere. Like it's a combination of the both. So, but obviously as long as it's connected to source and to God. What I'm trying to get at is that if I look in intuitively, your capacity for something is actually a lot higher than you think it is, that you perceive it to be. Okay. And a lot of that comes from programming that makes you think that your capacity isn't actually that high. Like your capacity isn't actually that capable. Like if I look in and you really, like you think you're fucking ass at singing. Right here, right here, right here. I think the same. If you think you're ass at singing, you're only at like a 2% that you can sing right now. If I look into your energy field, that is actually where you're at, right? But then if I connect it to higher self and God, we mix in some intuitive tools, we mix in some training, we mix in like certain parts of how you can hold yourself energetically and physically, because you have to do both, right? You're at like high 90s. You can be a fucking singer if you wanted to. Like your singing voice is amazing, but your capacity, the illusion of fear, makes you feel like you can't do it. So you don't even try. You don't even touch that area of yourself because you think through the illusion of fear that your capacity is not there. Okay. And it all comes back to the illusion of fear, to the illusion of what you think your capacity actually is and where it actually stands when I connect it to source, to God, to higher self. You can do the same fucking thing. You can see the same fucking thing. Any desire that you have in your heart towards something, it's for a reason. It's for a reason because intuitively you're already getting the pull for something because intuitively your higher self is trying to communicate to you. You have the capacity for this, even if it looks impossible on the human side where things look like ass. On the energetic side, when you fully commit to yourself, when you let go of those fears, your capacity is 10x, 10x, 10x. So, what is the fastest way to get rid of fears? Make yourself fucking uncomfortable. And it's not fun. Like you would think, because when I started going to the gym, I was anxiety attacks. And I was like, head down, nobody look at me. I'm going to go super early in the morning. So it's just old people and I don't have to see younger people because at least I know if they're old people, they're not going to judge me. All these wild, crazy things where I'm like having to, my stomach made a little noise. I hope you enjoyed that. Where I'm having to do all these things to compensate for how fucking scared I was, which is mind-blowing and insane. But that's literally how you move through life in a lot of different ways, and you don't even realize. Like, imagine how many things where as soon as it sounds like something that feels foreign, your body shakes up, your body freezes, you get anxious, you get heady, you start thinking and overthinking. And this is the thing, it's like fear as an illusion is such a pivotal, powerful experience that you can lean into. Because if I didn't lead into it, even though I was terrified, and my intuitive mentor, because I also, as an intuitive mentor, have my own intuitive mentor. You always gotta fucking invest in yourself, okay? She's like, yeah, your higher self knows that you can go to the gym. Like, she's literally like, you have so many potentials and you're just sleeping on them because you're terrified. And I was like, oh, of course she knows that, because I've been terrified to go to the gym, so that makes sense. And now, months down the line, I go to the gym in shorts and just a sports bra. I don't care if I'm sweaty. I don't care if people are staring at me. I go in there and I feel so comfortable. And I don't care if I look stupid if I don't know how to use a machine, because I will literally sit there just looking at it and analyzing it and looking around and then just looking at it again. And then I'll come back, circle around, see someone else using it, watch them. And then I'm like, oh, now I know how to use the machine. Same thing with a lot of fucking things. Same thing with a lot of things. But illusion is like, the illusion of fear is such a beautiful thing, because it really does give you the fastest, quickest route to embody those high capacity potentials of yourself as an intuitive, badass bitch. And why do I keep bringing this into mind? Because the highest capacity version of you that is a feminine, intuitive, badass bitch, Source Diva, insanely sweet, knows how to be soft and receptive, knows how to really lean onto those stronger edges of a feminine warrior, right? She knows how to handle both of them, and she knows how to use this side of a feminine warrior a lot. Like, she thrives on this, because right now, a lot of the media, which is also a fear-based illusion thing, thinks that a soft feminine is the only baseline for a woman. But once again, if I use intuition and I look in, a lot of these women have a lot more capacity in this warrior feminine archetype of themselves, of being a badass intuitive bitch, of having those sharp edges, but still being able to hold themselves so embodied and grounded in a very grounded way. They have all these capacities, yet they're being untouched, because right now, distortion of all sorts of fucking layering of programming is saying that a soft feminine is the baseline. That's also a fear thing, because God forbid you are perceived as masculine. No, honey, trust me. The more that you step into your intuitive, badass feminine energy, the more feminine you are, because you know how to balance both scales. You know how to hold yourself in both scales. You know how to switch when you're around a masculine, and I'm talking about energies, right? When you're around a masculine, you know how to be deeply in your feminine. When you're on your own, you know how to hold both balances. You know how to thrive in both energies, which, even as an intuitive warrior, feminine energy, that is feminine. That is feminine. That is feminine. Because think of the women who fight for their family, their foundations, who literally go to war with themselves in order to make the best fucking experience for their future generations that come from them. An illusion, fear specifically, is the best way to lean into, so you can hold more of this energy, more of that intuitive badass bitch, the one who isn't afraid. Because obviously, if you're leaning into this energy of repression, of being afraid to see something, you're never going to actually look into it, lean into it, feel the discomfort all around your body, and alchemize it into something so insanely fucking beautiful and powerful and magical. And every time I think about fear and I think of how uncomfortable it feels, even yesterday night, literally, I was bawling my fucking eyes out, and I was letting myself move through emotions. And I'm like, this is so beautiful that I can feel these emotions, acknowledge the fears that I have, and then still know that I have to lean in deeper into it so I can alchemize it. And then this morning, after I did that work last night, because I do embodiment and energy work on myself literally every single fucking night, today I'm like, all the physical actions that I'm taking are in that energy, and that's where I feel most grounded, safe, secure in my body, where something like fear does not faze me, will not faze me, and even if it does faze me, I know that I can handle it. It's not the end all be all, right? All right, my loves. I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode. Source Diva Bootcamp is coming soon, but Source Diva class is out right now. This is the foundation piece. Like I said, 4 parts, 30 minutes each. And you'll have to rewatch it multiple times. And it takes you through multiple embodiments. Like I said, it's 4 parts. Each part is talking about something different, but it all ties into Source Diva energy and holding it, giving you the tools, the resources, the intuitive information, having it be grounded where we are talking about the mind, the brain, the subconscious, and also the energetic parts with your intuition, your higher self, with God, with Source, without distortions. Right. I think that's everything I wanted to share. I love you so much. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon, baby. Bye.